Hello, I'll be looking at women's role in design, particularly in the Bauhaus movement. The traditional belief was that a woman's touch transformed a house into a home. Surely with their expected inherent good taste and responsibility to plan and care for the house, women were professional designers by default. Women first entered the design world through the iconography of pre-Raphaelite painters. Victorian attitudes were such that women were associated with the decorative arts, as they were delicate and refined. It was only the men who could tackle the fine arts, which required ambition and strength. The arts and crafts movement was the first time women were active, creative and professional. The upheaval of World War I seemed to open up space for women to put their traditional skills to commercial use, and it seems that the Bauhaus was a pivotal point for women in design. The Bauhaus focused on the designer's relationship with industry rather than individual craftsmanship. Its core idea was to reflect the unity of all the arts, and it disregarded any division between the fine and applied arts. The school opened in Weimar, Germany in 1919 by Walter Gropius. The school followed a regimented syllabus, beginning with an initial course that immersed the students in the study of materials, colour theory and formal relationships. Following their immersion in the Bauhaus theory, students entered specialised workshops, which included metalworking, cabinet making, weaving, pottery, typography and painting. Favouring simplified forms, rationality and functionality, the objective was creating good design that served the needs of the new age. And the informality of the Bauhaus was an extraordinary release from pre-war conventions for women. In fact, in the first year of the school, more women than men applied for a place. When it opened, the Bauhaus school declared itself progressive and modern, and advocated equality for the sexes, which was rare at the time. Value was placed on skill rather than gender. Classes weren't segregated, and women were free to select whichever subjects they wanted. But in reality, despite having radical aspirations, the men in charge of the school represented the societal attitudes of the time. If everyone was welcomed as equals, then why did none of the women reach the same level of recognition as Paul Klee or Vasily Kandinsky? It's claimed women were generally pushed into weaving and textiles classes, slotting into the role that was always assigned to them. Gropius said there is no difference between the beautiful sex and the strong sex, which in itself reveals his attitudes. In my research, I want to look at the groundbreaking Bauhaus school in more depth. I want to find out if it did play a key role in the liberation of women that it intended to, and to remember some of those women that got lost in history.